بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. The way our Imams, the fifth and the sixth Imam, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir and Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhim as-salam, raised and coached their students and their disciples in three steps, three different ways. These are called the pillars of nurturance. The pillars of nurturance. To nurture and to raise students, to make them scholars, fuqaha, servants of deen. These are the three important pillars and foundations. Number one, we spoke about it earlier, at-tamreen. At-tamreen is to coach, to train. They exercise right in front of you. They exercise, they rehearse. So, and you watch them. You watch them. Tamreen is important in every field. Whether you are teaching someone to drive, to swim, to fish, or whether you are teaching him to be faqih, to be a jurist, to derive and deduce and extract the law, the Islamic law from the main sources, the two main sources, which are the two main sources, which are the Quran and the Sunnah. The Quran and the Sunnah. These are the main two sources, two main treasures where we, ijtihad is what? Ijtihad is to put your hand, pull the answer from that box. What is in that box? Quran and Sunnah. But it's not easy, of course. It's not easy. You need to be trained. Many elements are involved in ijtihad. Many elements are involved. You need to study the language, the literature, the grammar, the history, the Quran itself, the hadith itself, ilm al-hadith, ilm al-rijal, ilm al-diraya, usul al-fiqh. So many things are involved. But then at the end, of course, al-ilm nurun. Al-ilm nurun يقذفه الله في قلب من يشاء. Ilm is a light that God casts into the heart of whomsoever He likes. So it's a gift. Ilm is a gift. But is this gift arbitrary? God says to this person, I'll give it to you because there is no reason. And to you, I'm not going to give again because there is no reason. No, it's not. It's not. It has prerequisites, and we play a major role in that. We play a major role. One of them is our ikhlas. Our ikhlas. إني جعلت العلم في الجوع والغربة والناس يطلبونه في الأهل والشبع. Hadith al-Qudsi says, I placed ilm, I made ilm available within these two things, two circumstances. One of them is when you are hungry. If you are always full, you lead a life of luxury, everything is available for you, your life is extravagant, you are not going to learn. So you have to suffer in deprivation, in hunger. This is number one. Number two, in loneliness. When you are living, among your friends, you want to hang out with your friends, with your family members, with your cousins, and you are not ready to travel, to live by yourself, to go to another village, to go to another town, to leave your family. You want your mommy to be next to you and your daddy there and your wife there and your sisters and your brothers. You are not going to learn. 99.9% of our scholars, 99.9, they left their villages, their homes, their towns, they came to Najaf. Very few of them were the people of Najaf or Karbala or Qum or Mashhad? Very few. Many of them, they lived in far away, remote areas. But they had to leave, and they were suffering from hunger. Food was a problem. Nowadays, our students, our children, they have no problem with food. They have a problem with concentration. In the past, their biggest challenge was food. I don't have food to eat. Therefore, they became those leaders that we know today. And we can't produce such caliber. We stopped. Our factories, they quit. They cannot. Because now we are looking for luxurious life. We need everything available. This is why the hadith says, إِنِّي جَعَلْتُ الْعِلْمِ فِي الْجُوعِ وَالْغُرْبَةِ. If you really want to be faqih, because faqaha, this quality, this attribute of faqaha, to be able to find the answer and pull it out, extract it. It's not only intelligence, it requires divine intervention. Divine intervention. It requires help from God. Help from God to get the right answer, to get to the right answer, to understand the true meaning of the Quran, the true meaning of the hadith. It requires divine help and divine intervention. And that does not come free. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. Very powerful verse in the Quran. Very powerful. This is a powerful formula. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ. Revere God. So once you revere Him, وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. They are linked to each other. Revere Him, revere God, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ. Revere God, He will teach you. He will inspire you. He will cast ilm into your hearts. Very simple. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. If taqwa is there, if righteousness is there, if sincerity is there, you're going to learn. If it is not there, you are wasting your time. He becomes a scholar, but a scholar who gives the wrong answer, not the right answer. Just exactly like a physician, tabib, a doctor, who doesn't know how to diagnose. He gives you the wrong medicine, the wrong diagnose. We have the same. We have in the Islamic seminaries, we have scholars, 30, 40 years, but they give the wrong answer. It means that something is missing. Something fundamental is missing. Wattaqullah is not there. Taqwa is not there. When the taqwa is not there, there is no divine intervention. God says, okay, you run by yourself. I'm not there to help you. So, Tamreen, the first pillar of tarbiyah of our imams, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir and Ja'far al-Sadiq, they had three things. If you look at their life, their era, which lasted over half a century, 50 years. One of them was Tamreen, to teach them and show them the way and allow them to exercise it themselves. Allow them to exercise it. And this is not only something we use at fiqh, even at home with your kids. With your kids. If you keep worrying about your son, oh, he didn't do here, I must do it for him. Nowadays, we do the homework for our children. We don't allow them to do the homework. They have to do. Yes, you supervise, you are there, you are standing, you are watching, but you have to give them self-confidence. Tell them, go. Something happens to them, So what? I've seen a scholar who sent his kids to areas, he wasn't worried. And these areas were dangerous areas. They were not safe. So I said to him one day, aren't you worried about your kids? Those are the closest people to you. Assalamu alaikum. Those are the closest people to you. He said, I am not more merciful and compassionate to them than God. I'm not. Yes, I'm a father, I love them. I'm close to them. But I can't be with them everywhere. And suppose I am with them, what will happen? If accident does not happen, it could happen to the father and the son. The guy he took off from this airport with his daughter. And if he was not, if he would leave his daughter alone, she would arrive safe, who knows? Sometimes the father is there taking care of his family and the accident happens. So he says there is Allah. When you relegate them to Allah, you say, I dedicate those to you. You watch over them. You watch over them, then let them go. And if even something happens in the way of Allah, today you drove to this place. How much time you spent? Half an hour? 20 minutes? The hadith says, with every step you take, وَإِنَّ الْمَلَائِكَةَ لَتَضَعُ أَجْنِحَتَهَا. They lower their wings, لِطَالِبِ الْعِلْمِ رِضًا بِهِ. Every step you take, especially for these classes. Sometimes the classes, astronomy, physics, math, English, sport, maybe there is benefit in that too. But when it is علوم آل Muhammad, Quranic science, fiqh, أفضل العلوم, تفقه في الدين, تفقه في الدين. To understand my deen. Not just to follow blindly. No, I want to be a scholar. I want to discover. I want to teach. Later on, I want to teach. That is the holiest thing you do in your life. The holiest. Nothing is above that. Nothing is above that. Man ta'allama. Whoever learns. وَعَمِلَ, and then he practices what he learns. وَعَلَّمَ لِلَّهِ. The third is to teach for the sake of God. To share what you learned for the sake of God. دُعِيَ فِي مَلَكُوتِ السَّمَاوَاتِ عَظِيمًا. His title, his name is going to be there. مَلَكُوتِ السَّمَاوَاتِ عَظِيم. This is a great. When God says about someone great, this is something really great. Sometimes a president says a great, or I say, or someone else. But when God says this person is a great, he means it. He's really great. دُعِيَ فِي مَلَكُوتِ السَّمَاوَاتِ عَظِيمًا. Nothing is bigger and higher than that, and more honorable than that. So when you come, if there is a traffic, if you are tired, and then you make it, you have to know that there are angels who are praying for you, supporting you, seeking forgiveness for you from God. Angels. So number one was training. And we gave example of how the Imam provide his students with a hadith. The hadith becomes what? A maxim, a law. And then they're going to apply this hadith to similar cases. And we studied that, قواعد الفقهية. We studied many examples of that. Today, let's take one or two more examples. One of them is the Imam said to his disciple, this is Imam al-Sadiq, said his disciple's name is Ammar. His name is Ammar. He said to him, Ammar, أجمع لك السهو كله في كلمتين. I'm going to put all the doubts of the prayers. Because people, when they stand to the prayers, for the prayers, sometimes the mind is busy, you start having doubts. Imam said, the entire doubts that happens during the prayers, I can put it in 2 sentences. Solve it to you in 2 sentences. What are they? متى شككت فخذ بالأكثر. متى, whenever. متى شككت, whenever you have doubt in the prayers, فخذ, take بالأكثر. What does that mean? What does that mean? Whenever you have doubt, then consider the higher. Meaning what? I am in the first rak'ah. Am I in the second rak'ah or the third rak'ah? Which one I should take? Third. I am in the third or the fourth. Which one I should take? The fourth. So this is the general rule. Whenever you have doubt, is this the third or fourth? I say fourth. Is this two or three? I say three. And then فَإِذَا سَلَّمْتَ, once you conclude the prayers, فَإِذَا سَلَّمْتَ, فَإِذَا سَلَّمْت, سَلَّمْت means you conclude the prayers. You say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. فَأَتِمَّ مَا ظَنَنْتَ أَنَّكَ نَقَصْتَ. فَأَتِمَّ, then complete. فَأَتِم means complete. Complete. Finish. Complete. مَا ظَنَنْتَ, whatever you think, أَنَّكَ نقصت. Then you finish atim, whatever you think you have shortened or you have deleted or you have forgotten. So do number 4, okay? And then after that, if you still have, if you have doubt, then you stand and do one more rak'ah. Are you with me?
What's the first part of that?
متى شككت, whenever.
I got that one. Did
Yeah.
this one say?
Here, فإذا, once you conclude, after the taslim. Okay? After you finish the prayers. So this becomes a maxim. A maxim, the hadith becomes a maxim, and then they apply it. And then they have the answer, because they have the maxim. Another maxim that applies to others, and that maxim is known as قاعدة الإلزام. قاعدة الإلزام. Abiding. The maxim of abiding. What does it mean? The maxim of abiding. يجوز على أهل كل ذي دين ما يستحلون. Let me write it for you and then translate it. يجوز على أهل كل دين ما يستحلون. This maxim says يجوز, it is permissible, على كل, upon the people of every religion, على كل أهل دين ما يستحلون. For them permissible whatever their deen says is permissible. So you may allow them. You live in an Islamic society. There are people who are non-Muslims, Christians. They want to drink alcohol. Is it allowed or not? Do you go and smash their shops and destroy liquor stores and tell them, you are fulan and fulan, go to hell? Or you leave them alone? Where is the answer? When you read this maxim, this is a maxim, قاعدة فقهية. Maxim. يجوز, it is permissible. Imam al-Sadiq says. For every followers of any religion, whatever for them is halal. In their religion is halal. In today's Christianity, I don't know about yesterday's Christianity, today's Christianity, today's church, alcohol is halal. So it's allowed for them. Not that it is halal for them, it's not halal. We must allow them. We must allow them. Not that it is halal. No, it's not halal. Wine is haram for all. But because in their religion, today's religion, contemporary, not the old, don't tell me about 2,000 years ago. Today's church says it's halal, then it is halal. Or, for instance, polygamy. In their church, in their, like the Mormon, it's okay for them. Polygamous life, multiple wives. Then it's okay, leave them alone. Or What is another example? If, let's say, they register their marriage with the council, with the government, with the city, and the church recognizes this registration as marital life, as marriage, the church, let's say. So in this case, are they lawfully married? Yes, according to their deen, according to their doctrine, they are lawfully married. To us, no, but according to them, yes. So if they come to you, do you consider them to be a husband and wife? Yes. Can you marry that lady who is married to someone non-Muslim? You can't, because she's married. Maybe according to you, she's not married, according to your religion, but according to her religion, she's married. It happened many, 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 many times here. Someone comes, he wants to marry a non-Muslim. So when I ask her, are you single? She said, I'm divorced. Okay, then did you do your divorce? She says, no, separated from her husband. She just left him. I said, but this is not divorce, this is separation. And in order for you to marry this man, you have to be divorced. What does your church say? What does your church say? Can you marry? If she's Catholic, her church says no, she's still married to this man. And you know, divorce in the Catholic Church is very hectic. It's not easy. They have to write, they have to petition to the Pope. You know that? Are you aware? They have to petition to the Pope. And they have to wait in line for 2, 3, 4, 5 years until it's approved. So in this case, we have a problem. In her Catholicism, in her church, she's still married. She's not single, according to her. So treat them according to their own rules. Treat them according to their own rules, and that is a maxim. And we can use this a lot in our daily life with the non-Muslims. We can use this a lot. Okay? Huh? In what way? In the rulings, when you live with non-Muslims, when you live with them, for instance, for them wine is okay. So is his purchase of the wine legal or not legal? Yes. If he says in my church, in my religion, wine is legal, then purchasing the wine is also legal. Whereas for me, purchasing of the wine is not legal. It's not legal. This is an illegal transaction, not legal transaction. But for him, because in his church permits him to drink. Or the meter for me, the transaction of the meter is not legal. But for him, the meter, the non-halal meat, non-halal meat. For me, the transaction is not lawful. It's problematic. For him, no, because his religion permits him to eat his meat. So there are cases that we are different than them. It has many applications. Yes?
So does that mean if you're a Muslim restaurant owner that you can sell meat to a Christian?
Some say yes. Some say, fuqaha are divided. Some fuqaha say you cannot sell it to anyone. This is like the wine. Others, they distinguish between wine, alcohol, and meat. They say wine, you cannot sell it. You cannot sell it to anyone. But the meat, you can sell it to the non-Muslims. They distinguish between the two. Okay. Now, let's go to another. Let me go to another maxim of Imam al-Sadiq. Another hadith that became maxim, and the Imams were training his students to learn and apply this. Al-Imam al-Sadiq, al-Muslimuna inda shurutihim. He says, al-Muslimun inda شروطهم. What does that mean?
Muslims have
They have to stand by their conditions, by their contracts. شرط. An example of that, you marry a lady and she says, if you marry me, I want to stay in my parents' city. I want to live in this city. Then, after marriage, you find a better job somewhere else, better circumstances somewhere else. Are you allowed to take your wife or to force her to join you in this new home, a new city? And you tell her, you are my wife, you follow me. The wife follows her husband. This is the common perception. Always people say, the wife, she belongs to the husband, so she has to travel with him wherever. Even if he goes to the moon, he finds a job there, she has to. So what is the answer here? According to this maxim. What is the answer?
So within the contract and no.
Exactly. Shurut. She puts a condition in the contract. Don't take me out of this town. I can't. I want. And you accept it. You accepted it. You signed, you accepted. Or if you marry me, you cannot marry a second wife. You cannot marry a second wife. Today someone called me. He said he wanted an answer from me to justify his action. I knew that. He said, I told my first wife, is it okay for me to marry an American wife? She said, yeah, it's up to you. So I came and I married an American wife. And now my wife, she's here from overseas. She has been here for 2 weeks. And she tells me, why did you marry? I said, because you said so. So what do you think, Sayyid? Am I right or she's right? I said to him, did she say it to you? She said, I don't care. I said, I don't care is different than I accept. Maybe she was angry. Maybe she was being sarcastic. Sometimes they are sarcastic. Okay, go. Like a father who says, okay, throw yourself in the ocean. I don't care, but he cares, of course. Especially women. They say these things, but they don't mean them. However, it was a long conversation. So sometimes when you say yes, at the time of wedding, yes, I accept these conditions, then it becomes binding. You cannot change your mind. المؤمنون عند شروطهم. But then there is one exception. What is the exception to this maxim?
if she allows it.
No, not about marriage, in general.
If the shart is not halal.
Exactly. إلا, Imam al-Sadiq says, إلا شرطا خالف فيه كتاب الله. Unless they put a condition which is in a gross violation of the book of God. Such as what? You get this money from me, I employ you in my company, but go and murder fulan person. Go and kill him. This is not. This is khalafa kitab Allah. There is a gross violation. Or there is some type of sin. Work for me, I'll give you this salary, but you have to spy on, people around you. Steal their, notes. Go hack their accounts. Tell me what is going on in the company. This is illegal. Illegal. وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. Quran says, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. Don't spy on people. There is a debate in some Muslim countries whether working for the intelligence service is halal or haram. Long debate. So what do you think? Quran says, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. Tajassus is forbidden. Don't spy. If two people are talking to each other, don't go and spy on them. Don't spy on what he's writing. Don't spy on his phone. Don't spy on his bank account. Don't spy on his house, who's coming, who's, on his movement. Don't. Leave people alone. But when you work for intelligence, your work is, your job, mostly 99% of your job is to spy. So is this halal or haram? What do you think?
But they're spying in order to protect the safety of others. So it's protect the safety of the country, government, or the people.
But sometimes spying is for political reason, right?
But then they answer that the end does not justify the means. You can justify it. I am protecting my country, protecting myself. There are enemies here. There are millions of justifications. Quran says, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا.
What was the asbab of saying in the Quran where it says, "Fala tajassasu"? What was the occasion, or what was the...
To keep the harmony in the society.
Was there an incident that happened?
يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا يغتب ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا. It's about ghiba, about backbiting, about slandering, about being sarcastic about each other. And one of them, ولا تجسسوا. ولا تجسسوا ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا أيحب أحدكم. These are chapter 49, Surah Al-Hujurat. Certain things, stay away for them. اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن. Don't be suspicious about each other. إن بعض الظن إثم. ولا. So Islam said this is important because I can't put exception here or there. The end does not justify the means. This is their argument. But then another smart scholars are going to say, in defense of their argument, are going to say what?
It's for the good of the society if it's allowed by a qualified judge.
They say it's for the survival of the society. If you don't have this, the society is going to collapse. The society is going to collapse from within. So we have aham and muhim. Yes, I know spying is bad, but sometimes we have to do it to save your life. So this is an ongoing debate. Ongoing debate. Did the Prophet had spies? They tell you, yeah. The Prophet sent to the Battle of Badr 2 people. Go and watch Abu Sufyan and bring it back. Bring me the news. Tell me how his caravan is, moving. Which direction? How far he's from Medina? How many people are in his caravan? So the Prophet sent. But then the answer is going to be what the answer is going to be. I'm giving you some, the answer, huh?
Spying on the enemy?
No, they're going to say, this is Rasulullah. This is Imam Ali, not us. Rasulullah, he knows what to do. Yeah, Rasulullah, he knows. So don't compare yourself to Rasulullah. Because Rasulullah, God was telling him exactly what to do. So he had to listen to God. But we are not Rasulullah. We are not Imam Ali. We are not this. We are not that. So it's an ongoing. Yes, sister.
I mean, maybe because it was open, it was in an open area. Like people nowadays, they hack into phones. They
Yes.
hack into.
Yeah.
So that's like going into.
Definitely. There is a big difference. Sometimes they say in the military excursion, military conflict, certain things become okay, but not in the civil society. Not when you are at home, not when you are in your neighborhood. Yeah, they say that there are exceptions for the battle, to defend against military aggression. You are allowed to do certain things, to spy on the enemy. But this is not enemy. Your society is your brothers, your sisters. So it's an ongoing, So, إلا شرطا خالف كتاب الله. This is a maxim. المؤمنون عند شروطهم. When you put a condition, when you accept condition, you have to stand by it. You can't change. You cannot change. You cannot say later on, well, I was weak, I didn't, at that time, they forced me to sign, I didn't even read the document. This is not a justification. And then we conclude with one, my friends, here. And that is one maxim that the Imam taught his, what time is it here? He taught his students not in fiqh. It was a maxim in usul al-fiqh, not fiqh. Usul al-fiqh. This is a fiqhi maxim. That is usul al-fiqh maxim. Usul al-fiqh. What is it? What qaida? Maxim is qaida, by the way. Qaida is not the terrorist group. We have to keep saying this in the front of the camera. So, qaida here means the maxim. Qaidat what? Or, yeah. Yes. Qaidat. I'll give you the ruling and you give me the name. Because we studied this. Imam said, someone asked him, Zurara ibn A'yun, this iconic two brothers, Hamran ibn A'yun, Zurara ibn A'yun, two iconic figures around the Imam. And also Muhammad ibn Muslim, also Hisham ibn al-Hakam, Mu'min al-Taq, this group of leaders. الرجل ينام وهو على وضوء. You know you have your wudu, but then you sleep. You take a nap. أتوجب الخفق والخفقتان عليه الوضوء. خفقة means, this is khafqa. Okay? What do we call it?
Dozing?
Huh?
Dozing?
Dozing? Yeah. So when you are watching something or and all of a sudden, this is khafqa, dozing. Is one or two dozings invalidate his wudu? فقال عليه السلام. The Imam answered, يا زرارة قد تنام العين ولا ينام القلب والأذن. How oftentimes your eyes sleeps, whereas your heart and your ears do not sleep. You still hear things around you. Especially when you take a nap in the afternoon on Sunday and there is Super Bowl and your grandchildren are around you and you tell them, I want to take a nap. You hear everything. You sleep, but you hear all their conversations. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Okay? فإذا نامت العين والإذن والقلب وجب الوضوء. In case three of them they really shut down, then the wudu is invalidated. But if only the eyes shuts down, but still you hear noises in the background, your wudu is okay. You don't have to renew your wudu. So you can stand and do your prayers. Okay? It happens when you are, not you driving, someone else driving, or in the airplane, or, it happens. And then the Imam says, Zurara says to the Imam, فَإِنْ حُرِّكَ عَلَى جَنَبِهِ شَيْءٍ وَلَمْ يَعْلَمْ بِهِ. I came next to him, he was napping, and I moved something close to him. He didn't feel it. The Imam says, لا حتى يستيقن أنه قد نام. You have to make sure that he's completely asleep. That complete sleep invalidates the wudu. Invalid. Or sometimes you cover him, okay? He sleep, you cover him, and he doesn't feel. Still, maybe he doesn't have a full sleep. Okay? Unless you make sure that he's really asleep. No, I can tell he's asleep. Okay? حتى يجيء من ذلك أمر بين. Until you feel very clearly, بين, in a very clear and apparent way that he's asleep. وإلا, if not, if you are not sure, فإنه على يقين من وضوءه. Then his wudu is intact, not invalidated, intact. And then he says this, at the end of this hadith, he says this maxim, ولا تنقض اليقين أبدا بالشك. ولا تنقض اليقين أبدا بالشك. Do not break. ينقض break. ولا تنقض, do not break. Write the translation. Do not break. Don't break certainty, yaqeen, with doubt. Never break your certainty with doubt. وإنما تنقضه بيقين آخر. وإنما only تنقضه, you break it بيقين آخر, with another certainty. What does that mean? Don't break your certainty with doubt. You may only break it with another certainty. What does that mean?
When you're positive that this is what happened.
Exactly. When you are certain 100% that I slept, I know I slept. I don't have doubt. If you have doubt, say my wudu is intact. My wudu is okay. But when you develop certainty, yaqeen, then at that time your wudu is gone and then you have to renew your wudu. This hadith became a maxim, and that maxims is qa'idatul. Exactly. Al-istishab. Continuity. Continuity or continuation. Okay? The continuity, the maxim of continuity, that you continue the previous what? State. Now, does that only apply to the slumber and the sleep and the nap? It applies to hundreds of cases, thousands of cases.
But the pretense is wudu, right? So shouldn't it be limited to wudu?
No. Because qaida, when it becomes a maxim, it becomes general. Especially in usul al-fiqh. What is the difference between maxims of fiqh and maxims of usul al-fiqh? What is the difference? Do you remember?
General versus specific.
Exactly. Sometimes the maxims, fiqhi maxims, sometimes they are specific, but sometimes they are general too. But when it comes to usul al-fiqh, always they are what? General. So you can apply them to many other cases. Give me example of another case of istishab.
Prayer.
Such as what?
You have shak whether you did. At the time you know you did subah. You were certain that you did it, and then you had shak. Did I do it or not? You go back and say I did it. It was complete.
At the time, you knew you did subh. But now you don't know, doesn't apply. Doesn't make sense. Because you knew I did morning. At 6 a.m. I know I did morning. At 7 a.m. At 11, 12, 1, did I do or not? I have doubt. But how do I know I did it at 6? If I remember I did it at 6, then I did it. Then there is no need for this. But you can apply it to the wudu. I know that for morning prayers I did wudu. Now it's 9 a.m. I did wudu at 5:30. Okay? Now it's 9 a.m. Did I break my wudu or not? I remember vividly I did wudu because I prayed. But I don't remember whether I went to the bathroom after that or not. I don't remember. Here, you apply this. You say yes. Because I remember I did it. And I don't remember I broke it. I don't. Because لا تنقض اليقين بالشك. You have doubt. Unless you are certain, no, I went to the bathroom. I remember I went to the bathroom. Then this is yaqeen. But if you have doubt, then you say yes, my wudu is there. Still I have wudu. Another example of qa'idatul istishab. Give me another example. Not ibadat.
Fill of water, we left,
Exactly.
and then you come back.
You reminded me, I have to drink some water. Yeah, so it's what? Halal or what?
So,
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
so we left it. We know that it was water.
Yeah. And now whether it is water or not,
And then after a day or two, we come back.
do we have doubt whether this is wine? So we look at the color. No, a better example. This is my dress. I left it here. I hang it here, I left. Next week I come back, I have a trip. It's there. I left it as tahir. So should I treat it as tahir now or not? Huh?
Yes.
I left it as najis. I know there was najasa on it. I left it here. And then I came back. No one is there to ask. Should I treat it as najis or tahir? Najis. I can't say it's tahir because I have to go back to the previous. Unless I have knowledge that there is a caretaker here who comes and she feels sorry for me. She says, Sayyid left his, so let me wash it for him. But if there is nothing like that, then I have to treat it as the previous state. وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين